Hello!
Hello, AOS fans!
It's the agents of WYRDHOLLOW.
So this is our very first game in the brand new core set.
Yes.
For Warhammer Underworlds. I'm going to be playing Domitan Stormcoven.
And I'm playing Ephilim's Pandaemonium.
Oh, it's Pandaemonium in here.
This is right, Pandaemonium. And we are already set up, the boards have in place, the objectives are down, models are out, we have our cards and everything ready.
Absolutely. Pete and I have been discussing how this is a new core set, but it's not really a game for beginners, or a set for beginners particularly.
It's not starter friendly.
Which I suppose when you're bringing out one every 6 months and you've only got 2 other warbands on top of it, you're not going to be able to, because you need to be able to do everything you want to do within the game. I think these are quite complex. We'll see how complex they are. We haven't played them yet, but I think they're quite complex.
I mean, they're both crazy. If mine will die really quick, then I won't have to think about it.
That's true, because you've got a plot card.
I do. My fights have a plot card here, and at the beginning of each round, I have to do stuff. So when we get to that, we'll obviously explain it as we go. But yeah, this one has plot cards which completely throw something into the mix, and you have ways of inspiring and then uninspiring, where your fighters can inspire and uninspire.
I think possibly the jankiest inspire mechanic yet.
Very wonky.
Which is basically, when you've activated one fighter, you can inspire another one, but you have to
uninspire
everybody else. Now, I have a slight issue with the wording on this, because it says after another friendly fighter's activation, inspire this fighter, then uninspire each other friendly fighter. There's a bit in the rules about if you can't do all the instructions on a card, then you can't do the thing.
It, yeah.
Which I think that means if that was taken into consideration, you could never inspire anybody.
Absolutely. As written, you could argue that would be the case, and what it should just say is uninspire any other inspired fighters, or something like that.
Because so basically, I think you can only ever have one of these inspired at a time. If 2 of mine die, the other one is inspired all
anyway.
the time,
Which kind of makes sense.
Yes.
And mine inspire in, again, very tricksy ways. My leader inspires if there are 2 other surviving fighters that are inspired, and each of my other 4 inspire if everybody else is inspired, so they feel a bit left out, then I want to inspire as well.
One final bit of jankiness is that I haven't got any leaders until I've got an inspired fighter, and they all have
leaders on their inspired side.
Sorry, leaders on their inspired side. They always have inspire on their leader side.
Wait. Another thing that's slightly wonky is that several of my fighters make magic attacks that aren't based on a wizard level, because they don't have a wizard level.
Yeah,
that's another weird thing.
Yeah, and actually, uninspired, none of these use their wizard level.
No.
They all use 2.
So it's like...
Now they all inspire to 2.
And then they use their wizard level.
Which I suppose it's the same, and I guess there might be cards that boost their wizard level. So that if I can get to wizard level 3...
Their lizard level, their wizard level.
The lizard level, then it would actually be better.
So again, it's all stuff that's not quite standard from seasons if you're coming back from like your Beastgrave, Chasm days or anything like that, and you're going to be like, hang on, what's going on with this? So yeah,
but there's lots of lovely magic in the deck.
Fantastic magic. So we're all set up and ready to go. Now you obviously finished setting up first, so obviously I have to roll a crit in order to have a chance of anything.
And I get
double crit.
2!
Double crit time.
And I'm going to roll 3! Oh, critty face.
Just can't. Oh my God. Dear God, man, can you at least save it from the first game?
New season.
New dice, please. Oh, dear God,
Pete's using the dice from the box.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I buried the box in the old pet cemetery at the back before we played this game.
These dice were also manufactured on the site of an Indian burial ground. Robin has the only set that were handmade by nuns blessed by the Pope. What would you like to do, Robin? Would you like to go first?
I'm going to let you go first.
Yeah, I thought you might. Right, so immediately, before anything else, Ephilim's Pandaemonium plot card kicks in. Try and say that 6 times fast when you're drunk. Straight off the bat, when you look at the plot card, you can see that friendly fighters with the change keyword cannot be given attack action upgrades, which is quite limiting. That's 4 of your fighters that can't take attack action upgrades.
Only the big dude.
Only my main dudette can do it.
Actually. Well, it's a bit hard to tell. Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell.
Not really easy to tell. But then it says at the start of the round, after the roll-off to see who takes the first activation, but before the first reaction step, play through the following change sequence. If 2 or more of the players have this plot card, then you basically have to take the change sequence based on who's going to go first. First thing I do, choose one friendly changer and inspire the chosen changer. Ooh. You can choose a inspired fighter already, so I will choose Apotrax the Stairfish.
It's interesting that you can choose an inspired fighter already. I can't yet see a circumstance why you would.
I guess because you get 4 steps, so you might want to...
You might want to put one of them on a different thing. Yeah,
yes, because the second thing is choose one friendly changer that has not been chosen this round and stagger the chosen changer. So I'm going to stagger...
So you might not want to stagger...
Yeah, exactly.
One
so
of them.
I'm going to...
Because that's a negative thing.
Yeah, that's not a nice thing. So I'm going to stagger Chickeny Dude. The next step is choose one friendly changer that has not been chosen this round and give the chosen changer 1 guard token. So...
On guard.
On guard. I shall put the Kindle Finger on guard. In fact, I want to put Kindle Finger on guard.
Yep.
And then the last one is choose one friendly changer that has not been chosen this round and push the chosen changer 1 hex.
Into the gloom.
I'm going to push him into that cover hex there.
Into the gloom.
And it says when there are no friendly changes that can be chosen, the change sequence immediately ends. So basically, at the start you can do all 4, but like you do this from round 2 onwards, you're only going to be doing a few of those. So I'm going to charge with Apotrax, who I've just inspired.
Oh, now I have to say, just for those new viewers, these counters aren't in the box.
No, they're not. They are our own to help us actually work.
Patrons.
Yes, and if you want them, just keep commenting on this video and we'll keep pestering him.
Yep.
So he's going to charge to there. He's got a move of 3, so we can make that. He's 3 swords when inspired and 2 damage, and he has the Lamprey ability, which is +1 damage if this fighter has no move or charge tokens, which isn't the case in this one. So here we go. 3 swords, 2 damage. One sword.
So you are against Sapon the Cyclone.
Sapon Cyclone.
Oh.
Right, don't let it get to you, Pete. Don't let it get to you. And that is me done. I have nothing in the power step.
So I think for my first activation, and our lovely activation counters that also are in the box, I'm gonna do a risky smack in the face. You've got 2 wounds. Or 3.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. I'm going to try and hit him in the face. It's 3 hammers, 2 damage.
Ow.
So it's not that risky.
No, it's quite unrisky,
I'm
really.
going to try it.
Kindle Finger does have 2 dodge, at least.
Okay. I'm going to completely miss. So there you go. My crits have deserted me, but I can now inspire somebody, and I'm going to inspire Leona Stratosi.
Stratosi.
Which sounds like a sort of panini or something like that. Yeah, +1 move to friendly fighters, and friendly fighters have the flying trait. And then I'm going to try and cast a spell. I'm going to try and cast Blaze of the Heavens. If cast, choose one enemy fighter within X hexes of the caster, where X is 3, plus the number of wizards within 2 hexes of the caster deal 1 damage to the... So 5, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to cast it at... whatever it's called, Kindle Finger.
Kindle Finger.
Kindle Finger, that's what you use when you're reading your Amazon book. Right, so it's a spell, isn't it? So she's got two wizard dice. And I need a swirly, and I get one.
1 swirly, so that's 1 damage to...
1 damage to Kindle Finger.
Ow. So
I'm also going to try and cast Azurite Hero, which is another Gambit spell of a swirly. If cast, deal -1 dice from enemy attack action to a minimum 1 by enemy fighters adjacent to this fighter. This fighter effect persists to the end of the round.
So who's casting that?
I'm going to cast that on Stratosi.
Stratosi.
So again, it's 2 spelly dice. Oh, but I failed.
You suck.
I may come to regret that later in the game.
I'm going to cast... No, I'm going to cast it. I'm going to play... I'm going to play Latching Tendrils. Ooh. Choose one enemy fighter and push the chosen fighter up to 2 hexes so that they are adjacent to 1 or more friendly changes. So I'm going to go 1, 2 to there.
Wow.
So he is adjacent now.
He is.
And the key word here is it doesn't say push someone closer. It just says push them to so they are adjacent. He was adjacent before, he are adjacent now. And then onto my second activation then. I will charge with Spawn more. But I'm going to charge to here. I'm trying to zip you. Zip. And it is 2 swirlies on this attack because it is a magic attack. Warp Blaze. 2 swirlies. 1 swirly.
No.
Okay.
So that's how much damage?
1 damage.
1 damage to Sapon the Cyclone.
I will leave him there. And that's me done. I've got nothing else.
So I'm going to make a charge action with Stratosi here. And she's actually going to use her Azurite Bolt, which is her spell. So I need swirlies.
Yep. Targeting.
One swirly.
And that's targeting Apotrax Inspired. Yeah. He, she, it, that has 2 dodge because Inspire aided it. Oh, nothing of anything.
So that's damage? 2 damage.
2?
Yeah.
Dead.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a glory for you. And I score an objective. Score immediately after an activation step or power step if a friendly changer was taken out of action in that step. Ooh. So thank you very much.
Boink. You're welcome. I will inspire. She's going to uninspire, and I'm going to inspire Sarpon the Cyclone. As you right, bolt goes up to Grievous and Ensnare.
Ouch.
And he's got Scouring on his Stormbound weapon, which is really good for cleaning pots and pans. +1 damage while it's adjacent. So that's actually, if he's adjacent, it goes up to 3 hammer, 3 damage attack. It's quite tasty.
Okay, I'm going to play Sudden Warp Portal, which is choose 2 friendly fighters within 3 hexes of each other and place them basically in the hex that was occupied by the other fighter.
Oh, that was a Sudden Warp Portal.
Oh, what a Sudden Warp Portal. I'm going to then attempt to cast the Summon Abomination, which is a gambit spell with 2 lightnings, and if it's cast, I place 1 friendly changer that's out of action on a starting hex in my territory. Ooh. I get a crit. Ooh. So I succeed. I shall put Apotrax there.
Does he come back inspired? I guess he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah, they don't uninspire. No. And then I'm going to play the Mutative Siphon. Choose a friendly changer within 2 hexes of a friendly wizard, him, who just came back, and deal 1 damage to them and stagger them. Ooh. I then get +2 range to the next spell attack action to a maximum of 6 made by that wizard in the next activation step. So on to my 3rd go, and I'm going to charge with her on 2 to there. And so with a range of 6,
wow,
2, 3, I will shoot at, I can't remember his name already, but I'm going to shoot him.
Okay. Sarpon.
Sarpon, that's it.
He's feeling quite picked on.
Yeah, we should. Sarpon the picked on.
He has got two shields now.
Yeah, but I can't reach anyone else.
Okay.
So.
Not if you go that way, no.
No, exactly. So I will shoot him. It's level 2 because they're within 3 hexes of 2 or more other friendly changers. So it's 2 dice, 4 range, 6 now, and 2 damage. Oh, nothing.
So my 3rd activation, I'm going to charge with Domitan.
Okay.
He's going to charge to there.
Oh dear.
He's going to shoot at...
Now Kindlefinger is 2 dice and he's on guard.
Okay, I'm not going to shoot Kindlefinger, then I'm going to shoot the other one.
Spawn more.
Spawn more. So it's 2 lightnings for 1 damage. You're going to use it as you right bolt.
1 damage.
1 damage it will be, yeah. There's 2 lightnings needed. Crit lightning.
Oh. Spawn more only has 1 dodge, so that's 1 damage.
Yours.
And are you going to do anything with him?
I'm going to leave him there.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I'm not going to react and uninspire Sarpon.
So my 4th and final go, I will charge with Flamespuler.
Flamespuler's day off.
So he is range 3, 2 swirlies and 1 damage. Unfortunately, you're not standing next to anybody else, because if you were, I could then start putting warp tokens on people which do more damage. So 2 swirlies and 1 damage. Swirly crit.
Oh, so there was that on Domitan.
Yeah.
So I can't do anything about that.
Oh, so I'll do damage and I'll shove it back.
Oh, you get bag.
I'm going to put Nefarious Defences onto Flamespuler, which is use this art during an attack action that targets this fighter. After the determined success step, if the attack action succeeds, -1 damage from that attack action to a minimum of 1 until that attack action has been resolved, and then deal 1 damage to a visible friendly changer. So effectively it takes 1 damage off him and puts it on somebody else.
Okay. So I'm going to put Scrolls of the Spellseeker on Sarpon, which when this fighter attempts to cast a spell, change each symbol of the casting value of that spell to lightning. So he basically only ever needs lightnings.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Whatever he's casting is lightning.
I see.
So he's going to make a charge action, I think, unless you've got anything else in the power step.
No, nothing for me.
Okay, so he's going to charge to here, which means I will score an objective later. Tempest Fury, score this immediately after the 3rd or subsequent move action made by friendly fighters in the same phase.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Certainly is. And I'm going to shoot at
so
him.
-1 damage.
Yeah, I'll shoot at him.
Are you going to shoot at the Spawn Maw?
Yes. So it's lightnings.
Yes.
He's got two. It's a spell, so it's 2 dice. It's got
2.
Grievous and Ensnare.
Ow. No Grievous.
I've got Lightning Swirl.
Okay.
So no Grievous, but I
how
don't
much
actually
damage?
He's only got one wound, doesn't he?
No, he's got 2.
Oh, he's got
Spawn
2. Oh, okay. Well, I can't shoot anybody else anyway. So okay, yeah, I'll still.
So he's got the 1 dice.
Oh, critted it.
And I score an objective now.
Oh, really? I don't. I would have scored another one if that had gone off, and I don't.
I score closing the circle. Surge. Score this immediately after an opponent's power step if your warband holds 3 or more objectives.
It's not a power step.
All right, yeah, okay.
But you will score in a minute because I've got nothing to knock you off.
I will. Yeah, I will score in a moment. Yes, key to remember what step you're in. But yes. So anything in your power step.
I've got sidestep.
Not that's right.
Distraction.
You sidestep as much as you like, mate.
Distraction. No, nothing.
Well, in that case,
so
I've scored. Closing the circle.
So
Scores immediately after an opponent's power step if your warband holds 3 or more objectives.
Oh, nicely done.
It's a little surge supremacy there.
Nicely done.
So that's another Gloria piece because you scored. I can't remember what it's called. A Test Fury.
Your one's worth 2, so you can take 2 if you like.
Wow, I didn't notice that. I thought it was 1 from over there. Thank you. We both get new cards. So that's the end of round 1 already. Feels like that was... Oh, he's picked up a bad one now.
No, I haven't. Actually, I couldn't have scored it anyway. It's one of those ones where I almost fulfilled the conditions.
I've picked up one that I can score.
Well, it's you first. So
it is, yes. So I went first, so I have to score first. So I have scored Spreading Mutation for 1, which is scoring in end phase if your warband holds more objectives than other warbands.
You do, yeah.
That's 1. I have also scored, which I just picked up, Scornful Stance. Score in an end phase if a friendly leader is holding an objective.
Oh.
So I get 2 glory for that, so I'm up to 5.
Okay.
I'm going to keep my last card, and I'm going to draw 2 objectives and 5 power cards, because I have used them all.
I've scored Thunderstruck.
Is it actually called Thunderstruck?
Thunderstruck, yeah. Score this in end phase if 3 or more enemy fighters each have 1 or more wound counters and or out of action. We've got 3 with
I have got 3 with wound counters.
So I score that. I was not happy when you brought the other person back, but then you injured him, so I was happy again.
Good.
I'm going to put the Libra Fulminus on Domitan, I think. Gives him +1 range to his range 2+ spell attack actions. Actually, no, I'm going to put that on Leona, and then I'm going to put the Electrified Grasp on Domitan, which is a range 1 spell attack action. It only has 1 damage, but it's got Cleave, Ensnare, and Stagger.
Ooh.
So it's quite potent. I'm going to get rid of Conduit of the Heavens. It's a 2 glory surge. Score this immediately after your warband cast their 4th or subsequent spell in the same round. If you hadn't got a crit on that last one, I'd have scored that. Yeah. But you did. So I didn't.
So blah.
I'm going to risk keeping that one just for a bit of fun. Draw 2 new objectives and 5 new power cards.
Ooh. Second round time. It's time to roll. Oh, single and a double. That's all. Oh, there's the crit. I mean, I don't think you have to decide.
You've got to do your thing first.
Oh, yes, I do.
Got to do your thing.
So, Ephilim's Pandaemonium again. So, choose one, friendly changer, inspire the chosen changer. I think I'm going to have to inspire Flame Spuler, and then I have to pick somebody, I have to stagger them. So, I might as well stagger the starfish at the back of the board.
Stop putting guard tokens on them.
Oh, yeah. I'm then going to give a guard token to old Kindlefinger again, and that means that spawn more, I have to push hex.
Hello! I'm going to bite you. So I'm just going to hit you in the face. Ew. So it's 3 hammers, 2 damage. 3 hammers, 3 damage, in fact, because you're adjacent.
Oh, 3 damage from me. Mind you, I've only got 2 wounds left anyway, so it makes very little difference whether it's 2 or 3.
Oh, 1 hammer! I thought it was 0 hammers for a second.
So spawn more needs a dodge or a crit. Dodge.
Oh, you got the dodge.
Bonk. If you booped him on the snoot, but you can push him away. He's range 1. He has got a range 3 attack as well.
Oh, I'm pushing. Okay.
But his range 1 is 2 damage.
I'm actually going to inspire Leona and uninspire Sarpon, which might be a mistake.
So he's back to 1 dice again now.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I forgot that Ephilim is also inspired as well now, because 2 or more friendly fighters are inspired. So it makes her a level 3 wizard right now.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to cast Pillar of Lightning.
Ooh.
If cast, pick a feature token within 4 hexes of this fighter, so I shall use and do that one. Enemy fighters treat the hex that feature token is in as a lethal hex, in addition to other hex types. Ow. Persists until the end of the round. That's because you said about having 3 dice, so that is successfully cast.
Oh. Yeah, so he doesn't take a damage right now, even though it's a lethal hex, but if I move someone into it, they will take a damage. Okay, I'm going to play Field of Change, or I'm going to try and cast Field of Change, which is... Ephilim is going to attempt to cast it, because she's the only wizard I've got, and she's a level 3, so I need lightnings, but I don't want crits. Oh, Uber cast. So if cast, I can re-roll 1 dice in defense rolls made for friendly fighters. This effect persists until the end of the round.
So you can re-roll a dice. Wow,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
I'm then going to play the Will of the Architect. Pick 2 feature tokens and place each feature token in the hex the other feature token was in when you pick them. So I'm going to swap this 1 with this 5.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I'm going to play Skittering Terror onto Flame Spuler, which gives him +2 move when he makes a charge. And then for my first go, I'm going to charge with him. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there.
Okay. Or you'd stagger him.
Yeah, well, that's my thinking. And he's going to zip-zap your boss, because your boss only got 1 dice at the minute, I assume.
Yeah, he only ever has 1 dice.
Oh, okay. So it's 2 lightnings and 1 damage, but he has the Warp Splash, which would then land on her if it's cast. So 2 lightnings, 1 damage. Lightning crit.
So I can't do anything about that.
So it's a damage to your boss.
Yeah.
And then she takes a warp counter, which is just any one of the generic counters you get in the box.
Yeah.
And at the start of the round, she will take 1 damage.
So at the beginning of the next round, she takes a damage.
And I will push him back to there as well.
So stagger him as well.
So he's staggered also. And then I've got nothing I want to do in the Step of Power.
I'm going to try and cast Howling Gales. If cast, choose 2 enemy fighters in the same territory. Push each chosen fighter up to 1 hex closer to the other chosen fighter. If the chosen fighters are now adjacent, stagger the chosen fighter. So I'm going to choose these 2. Yeah, so I'm going to try that. So I need a swirl.
Okay. Oh, Zinch
that would have
does
been
not
really
wish you,
good. That would have been really good.
Zinch does not want you playing any of this nonsense with casting stuff.
No. Okay, so that failed. In some ways, I feel more vindicated that I got rid of that spell now. So I'm going to make a charge action with
your second go?
my second my second activation. I'm going to make a charge action with the boss, and he's going to go actually, he can go 4. He's got his stagger token there, but I think he's just going to go to there.
Okay.
He's actually going to go to there.
Okay.
Although, yeah, because he's got range attack, hasn't he? So he's going to go to there. And
Whop spawn more?
yeah, it's 2 hammers, 2 damage.
Poor old Spawny.
Oh dear.
The hammer was almost there and then got knocked off. Oh dear, oh dear.
So my crits at the beginning have gone. Obviously, I laughed, you see, and I shouldn't have done. But I will uninspire her and inspire him. And that means I score Channel the Storm. Score this immediately after a second or subsequent fighter became inspired in the same round.
Nice. I'm going to put Boundless Change onto the Spawn more, which is when this fighter makes an attack action, each friendly fighter within 3 hexes of the target supports that attack action.
Oh, nice.
Onto my second go, and I'm going to charge with him. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Might as well go there, 5. And we get supports from both of these 2. So it's 3 swords with single and double supports. So I just don't want hammers on this attack. 2 double supports.
It rolled back and forth, back and forth. So how much damage is that?
2 damage, because she's not a large target.
Okay.
Or else it would have been 3, and I'll push her there and stagger her.
Oh dear, dear. It's not looking good. So we put the boards up with the stagger tokens on just to show how they work. I kind of really feel like when I said at the time, I don't really want to do it, but we ought to demonstrate them. And yeah.
Wishing we hadn't.
Okay, I'm going to make a charge action for my third. I've got nothing in the power step.
Okay.
I'm going to charge around here. 1, 2, 3.
Oh dear.
And I'm going to shoot at... He's only got 1 wound, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
I'm going to shoot down
He
there.
has 2 dodge.
Okay, I've got Ensnare.
Okay.
And Grievous.
Oh dear.
So it's 2 swirlies needed.
The lightning.
I haven't had a successful roll for quite some time now, and it's starting to irritate me.
Starting to get quite irksome.
Okay, right. So
I completely forgot he has an ability as well, which is I can hypnotise people.
Okay, in the power step, I'm going to attempt to cast the Celestial Blades with him, which is if cast, choose a friendly fighter. You can re-roll 1 dice, and that fighter's attack roll is effective persists until the end of the round.
You could have done that a while ago.
So I'm going to try and do.
So your boss can try and cast it.
No, he's going to try and cast it. which I have cast. It's a lightning. It's a lightning, so that is a success. So that means I've actually scored something, which is why I did it that way around. It's a bit of an odd way around to do it because it gives a re-roll. I'm going to cast it on. Choose a friendly fighter. I'm going to cast it on her because she hasn't charged yet.
It doesn't have to be in range or anything like that.
No, there's no range. And I've scored Heaven Sent. Score this immediately after a friendly fighter casts a spell and that fighter is holding objective in no one's or enemy territory. Nice. It had to be in that order, so that's 1 glory for that.
So I'm going to attack with Ephilim with her fiery change bolt at your boss. Now he's staggered, but that doesn't matter because I'm rolling magic dice, not attack dice. So I need swirlies. No swirlies on those two.
There wasn't one on that one, but I'll let you re-roll it. Because that's how we play.
Oh,
we've got a lot of lightnings tonight.
Much lightning is going on.
I suppose there are a lot of lightning on those dice.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a whole lot of nothing, and nothing in my power step.
Actually, you know, I said I am going to put the Blades of Azir on her.
Okay.
And then she's going to charge to here. Oh. And she's going to use a range 3 Valedictor's Bident. Which is 2 hammers, 2 damage. She's going to use it on him because she's now got range 3.
Ow. Okay. Poor old Spawnmore. Surely he's going to die now. He has been attacked so many times.
I've missed him many times.
It's a single assist. That's not a good start. Hammer. One hammer. So I need a dodge. And I get a re-roll because of my field of change.
Yeah. I don't like your new... Oh, he's got a
dodge.
I will just push you.
Yeah. I'm going to play Grand Scheming. Stagger each fighter with 1 or more charge token.
It's everybody. Well, they're pretty much staggered. So.
Yeah, so basically he's staggered. Yeah. But that doesn't matter that he's staggered. It's only the fact that he's staggered that matters, really.
Staggered as well.
Yes, but they're not. Yeah. You can't tap them, so...
No, that is true.
Yeah. My 4th and final go, I'm just going to attack with Kindlefinger with his Spurting Warp Fingers.
Him. Oh, sorry, I need to do my reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Swap over.
You can inspire your boss.
Yeah.
I know, I'm going to attack her.
That was really important. Okay, good, because if you get 1 damage, she'll die.
Next round, yeah. So, it's 2 swirlies and 1 damage. And it's the wrong dice. It's a shame because there was a crit there.
The wrong dice, Gromit.
2 swirlies,
so I need a crit. And I don't get one. I had got all those crits at the beginning. So she's not dead yet.
Not dead yet, but she will be soon.
No, not there. I have got Herald of the Storm. I'm going to put that on Domitan.
What's that?
Plus 1 move. After an activation step in which this fighter makes a successful spell attack action, remove 1 of this fighter's charge tokens, then give them a move token.
Oh dear, oh dear. So, end of the power step. Yeah. I've got an ability here that I forgot I had.
Oh, okay.
Apotrax Inspired has Hypnotise. After the last power step in a round, choose 1 enemy fighter and push the chosen fighter up to 2 hexes. After the push, the chosen fighter must be adjacent to this fighter.
Oh, hello.
I'll put him there. Now, I'm not sure if he'll be staggered at the beginning of next round or not.
No, I don't think he is, because I think he gets it now.
Yes, and then it disappears.
Then he loses it, yeah. So I won't bother putting it on.
So, yeah. So that's the end of the round. It's cagey, I think. I think we're both desperately trying to score objectives, and they're all incredibly difficult.
They're really hard to score. I've got 2. I mean, admittedly, I have got 3 two glory objectives in my hand, but they're almost impossible to score. I have scored 1 of them, so that one's not impossible. I've scored. No, I haven't. I've scored Knight's Triumphant. Score this in end phase if each surviving friendly fighter made the Harness the Aether reaction in the preceding action phase, and there were 2 or more surviving friendly fighters in enemy territory and or no one's territory. I did score that one.
Did you get that one?
So that's 2. The other 2 I don't score. I'm going to get rid of 1. I'm going to get rid of Knight's Victorious. Score this in end phase if your warband holds 1 or more objectives in enemy territory. It's not too bad. And 1 or more enemy fighters were taken out of action by damage dealt by a spell in the preceding action phase. And that's
your spells are
really hard.
It's when you're rolling like you are right now.
True, yeah. Tricky. But yeah, it's really hard because actually, if I had cast a successful spell and you'd done that thing at the end, I'd have been really,
really miffed,
annoyed.
Does this hex here stay as a lethal hex, or is it just till the end of the round?
It was just to the end of the round. Okay. That's gone now.
Okay. Right. So
I don't know if it's the end of the round or the end of the phase. If that probably doesn't make any difference.
So you're up to 7.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep this one. Draw 2 there.
Objectives.
Yeah, 5 new power cards.
Okay, so I have scored rampant spellcasting both ways. it's a hybrid. I score it if my warband casts 3 or more spells, which he made a successful spell attack, he made a successful spell attack, he made one as well actually, and I cast a spell, so I've done it that way. But I also could score it if I have no power cards in my hand, which I don't, and 3 or more gambits are in my power discard pile, which there are, so that's 2 glory.
See, that's much easier to score than mine.
That does
2 glory.
That feels like once you get to the middle of the game, that can be very easy to score.
Gambits as well, not spell gambits.
No, just gambits.
So I mean, that's
3 or more gambits in your discard.
That's 2 glory. I'm going to write to go.
I'm going to complain.
Ridiculous.
I haven't scored the other 2. I will be scoring one of them though. No, I will get rid of an or. No, I'll keep that one. Keep that one as well. So I'm going to draw 1 objective and 5 power cards. So it's on to round 3 and it's time to roll. 2 hammers with just 1 double. Not good. Hammer time! 1 double is enough.
7 hammers there.
Yeah, much hammerage. I am going to go first. That is probably not a surprise.
Leona is dead.
Oh yes, so we're at the start of the round and Leona takes a wound from that warp counter and
Drop
dies.
dead, Leona.
Literally. And which means I then score something, which I'll have to do in a minute, I think. But I score Violent Change. Score immediately after an enemy fighter is taken out of action by your warband's spell attack action or your warband's warping counter. So I'll score that in a minute. I won't score that just yet. But I've got to do my Ephilim's Pandaemonium thingies. So I'm going to inspire, and in fact it doesn't matter who I choose to inspire because the other one will then also inspire. So I need to work out who I want to stagger and do things to. I'm going to inspire Spawn more. He's now inspired. And because he's inspired, Kindlefinger will also inspire because he's the only one who's not inspired. So he will inspire in a moment, but it doesn't matter where I do it at this point. I then have to choose someone and stagger them. I will stagger Flame Spuler, Chicken Breakdancer. I then choose another one, and I have to give them a guard counter. So I will give that to Kindlefinger again. And then I have to find someone, I have to push them, so I have to push Apatrax 1, so I'll push him to there. What I will do is my first activation, I will attack with Apatrax, the inspired in this case, because he has 3 swords, but he has the Lamprey ability, which is +1 damage if the fire is no move or charge tokens, which he doesn't. So 3 swords, single assists from my boss lady, and 3 damage.
Might be enough to kill him.
Probably not.
1 assist. Well, I've only got 1 defense dice.
Oh,
that's enough.
I will push him back to there. Oh no, I might as well keep him there, because if you attack me, I'll at least get the single assist off of it. Ephilim's currently going, why did you pull him closer? Why is he closer now? I'm going to attempt to cast Bolt of Zunch. If cast, choose an enemy fighter within 4 hexes, deal 1 damage to them and stagger them. So I'm going to target your boss. Okay. It's 3 dice and I need a lightning. Now I've rolled a lot of lightning, so I'm expecting all swirlies. Oh no, there we go.
So
Money, more lightnings. So and he takes 1 damage.
He takes a damage. Okay, I'm going to try and cast Thundershock. If cast, choose the enemy fighter adjacent to the caster, deal 1 damage to the chosen fighter and -1 damage from the chosen fighter's attack actions to a minimum of 1. This effect persists until the chosen fighter is taken out of action, but he's only got 1 damage left, hasn't he?
Yes, he's only got 1 anyway. Oh no, I realised I should have scored that objective in the surge step, because it's the surge step that you score things, isn't it? Okay. And there is a surge step, so I do score that for killing thingy with the violent change.
You scored a thingy in the... Oh, I said in his...
Yes, so I should have drawn. I drew...
I have cast it, although I actually rolled too many dice, but I rolled two lightnings, so
it doesn't really matter which one you get.
Because he's got scrolls of the spell seekers. This is actually a swirly, but it's scrolls of the spell seekers. So hopefully you'll allow me to have that.
I'll let you.
Thank you. So
frankly, your dice rolls have been so bad.
I've got a lot more lightnings today, so I have killed the...
So Apatrax is dead.
Yeah.
So you get a glory for that. So you're up to 8 as well.
Yeah. I've actually got another glory, sorry, because I've got I've scored Scouring Arcs. Which is what happens when they clean your pots. Score this immediately after an enemy fighter is taken out of action by damage dealt by a spell.
Nice. So you're up to 9, I've got 8. But I get to draw a power card because you, after a friendly change, it is taken out of action.
So I'm going to make a charge action with this guy.
Oh dear.
He's going to charge to there.
Oh dear, oh dear.
He's going to use his Electrified Grasp, which gives him Ensnare. It's a spell attack action. There's only 1 damage though.
Okay, that is enough to kill him still.
Okay. And it is a success as a swirl.
Okay.
And I've scored an objective, I think.
I said, wait a minute, I've got to defend first.
Doesn't matter, I still score an objective.
Oh, okay, that's good. But I'm going to roll to defend.
Fine.
If you must. So it's 2 dodge. And he is on guard. Crit it.
Pretty did it.
Crit it.
Okay, he doesn't get a charge token, and he gets a move token because he has got Herald of the Storm. I've got Heavenly Alignment. Score this immediately after a casting roll for a friendly fighter's spell attack action that contained 2 or more magic dice, and each magic dice in the casting roll showed a different symbol.
Oh.
And it did.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to cast Shared Mutation, which is 2 lightnings. If cast, deal 1 damage to each enemy fighter that is adjacent to 1 or more friendly fighter.
Ooh.
Crit and a lightning.
So he's not dead.
One wound to him. And I do then score Might of the Great Changer. Scores immediately after the second or subsequent enemy fight was dealt damage by your warband in the same phase. Don't know if I score the other one though. Yes, scores immediately after the second or subsequent spell cast by friendly fighter in the same phase. Arcane Mastery. It's another one. So my second go, I'm going to attempt to zap your boss because I can kill him.
Okay.
So it's 3 magic dice still again. Range 4, 2 damage. Or 2 lightnings. No, I need swirly, so 1 swirly. And that's completely the wrong dice. So you do get single assists as well. Crit it!
I haven't had one since the first turn.
Yeah. So
I had about 7.
definitely the right turn to be getting a crit, I think.
Oh.
Okay. In the power step, I'm going to play Illusion. Do not spend any glory points when you play this. In fact, no, it's called Aether Tether, but it is an illusion. I know how this game works. Do not spend any glory when I play the card. -1 dice from enemy fighters' attack actions to minimum of 1 while they target this fighter. And I'm going to put that onto Kindlefinger.
It's -1 dice.
-1 dice from enemy fighters' attack actions.
To a minimum of 1.
Yes. Whilst you're trying to work it out, I'm just going to put the Aura of Mutability on my boss.
Right.
Which is an upgrade. It's +1 dice to attack actions made by friendly changes within 2 hexes.
So is it only my second turn?
It is. We've almost definitely forgotten some special rule from someone somewhere.
I am actually going to use Sarpon the Cyclone. And I'm going to stun your boss.
You're going to stagger me?
Yeah.
How staggering. Okay, I'm going to play Extra Teeth. +1 dice and cleave to the first range 1 or 2 attack action made by a friendly fighter in the next activation.
Ooh.
Okay, so my third go, I'm going to just whack you with the boss.
Okay.
So she's rolling 4 hammers.
Wow.
2 damage with cleave. 1 hammer. Oh, that's atrocious. But you do need a crit.
Oh, we rolled off the
crit.
crit. So that's 2 damage.
2 damage. And I will push you back.
Okay.
Oh dear. That's me done. I've got nothing to play.
For my third, I'm going to attack whatever she's called.
Ephilim.
Ephilim. Yeah.
Ephilim the elephant.
So it's 3 hammers, 2 damage.
Okay. Not good.
1 hammer, 1 crit. Keep moving.
I've got 2 dodge, so I do need a crit and a dodge. No, double shield. That's a double lot of no's. That's 2 damage.
2 damage.
It was about half an hour ago.
I'll push you back to there.
So my fourth and final go. So if I charge, I could kill him with Ephilim, which I will have a try at. So I will charge. So I will just 3 hammers you in the chops.
Okay.
3 hammers, 2 damage. Oh, 1 hammer.
A shield.
Off. I will shove you back another 1. And in the power step, I have 0. Well, I might as well put too many mores onto the thing that has too many mores. Spawn more. In fact, it doesn't matter who I play it on. I'll put it on Chiddling Finger.
So yeah, I'm just going to make a charge action for my fourth. You've got nothing else.
No.
To there. Oh, I'm going to cast it at Ephilim. 2 lightnings because of scrolls and spell seeker. 1 damage. Will it kill her?
Won't kill her, no.
1 lightning.
So I need dodges or crits. 1 dodge.
I can't push you. Oh, can I? No, I
you can push. You can push.
I will push you.
And that is a damaging, telling thing to me. So on to the third and final end phase, and I went first. I never scored an awful end in the end. I think I carried that since the beginning almost, which is taking enemy fighter out of action with a changes attack action. I was really tempted at the end to charge with him, but I wanted to be on this objective because I also didn't score 9 fates, which is score if I stand on objectives worth up to 9.
I knew that was out there.
Yeah.
But I thought I would trust the luck. I actually rode my luck quite well, although I can't actually remember what I wanted to do.
On the last one, I've scored Glorious Change, though, which is 2 or more surviving friendly changes have 1 or more upgrades. They do. Or 2 or more enemy fighters each have 2 or more wound counters, which you do. So I get 2 glory for that one.
Very dead.
I'm up to 12.
So what's it, 12 plays?
12 plays 10 at the moment.
Oh, it's going to be very close. I haven't scored Fulminating Block.
What?
2 or more friendly fighters are adjacent to one another.
No.
Because I couldn't score that and score Knight's Arcanum. Score this in an end phase if 1 or more inspire friendly fighters are each holding a... Oh, he's not inspired.
I assume... I know you couldn't.
In that case...
You'd probably charge into there. I think I'll let you do that.
But it's 3 scores, it's got to be 1. So you're going to win.
What?
You're going to win. Because I screwed up again. I had a Hurricane. Score this in an end phase if the same friendly fighter made 4 or more different actions in the preceding action phase.
That's tough.
Yeah, and the fighter was in no one or enemy's territory.
That's really tough.
I forgot that a charge action is made up of an attack action and a move action.
So I have 2 actions.
Yeah, I know, but I did the extra attack action, and that's why I did the stun.
Yeah.
But I needed to do a guard or a barge.
It's really tough.
Actually, what I could have done, I could have barged you at the end, but then you just scored the 5 or 4.
No, because yes.
Yeah, because you don't move them. You don't do them when you move the barge.
You don't. Although, would that have counted? Because that would have been a move, which you've already done.
Oh, I can't do it anyway, because super actions I'd already moved.
Yeah,
it wouldn't. I hadn't already moved. So I'd have done stun. No, I'd have done stun, attack, move, and I know I'd already done stun.
Another stun, so you'd have to go on guard.
So I had to go on guard, and I forgot.
That's really tough.
Yeah, it is really hard.
Really
and then some cards, there are some extra spell actions.
Yeah.
But they haven't got the cards.
I think that's impossible unless you've got some extra fighter specific actions, or you just have the one fighter left because you did something with him to start with, didn't you? You did his move and an attack, but he hadn't got a move.
Well, because I had various. Well, I don't know. I didn't quite get that right at the end. So that's really frustrating. I should have just charged. If I charged the other way, if I hadn't got muddled up, if I'd realised before that I couldn't score that one, I'd have charged with him onto there.
Oh yeah.
Because it's the same, and I can't because he's already moved. I would have just moved. I would have just moved. Yeah. But then I wouldn't have knocked him off. So it just knocked him off. I got really muddled up there, and I forgot about the inspiration. But of course, I kept thinking, "Oh, you're going to kill somebody in a minute,"
and never did.
And you never did.
Yeah, it was a bit rubbish near the end for me. I think your luck came back in.
So I think it's 11-12, isn't it? Because I was going to make it 12 all, but I've only made it. If I go to there, I only make it 11-12.
Yes, because you would charge to there instead. So it makes it 11-12.
Yeah.
That was close.
Oh yes,
that was really close. But there are a lot of vying cards for you.
Yeah, I think you can make a good deck with these
because you're not going to take the really complex ones.
But this isn't it, or they're just some that work separately. So like this one, you've got to be on objective. You've got to be inspired. So it's really hard to score when you've got multiple. You've got to get the right one inspired. Yeah. You can't move on to it at the end of the game and then inspire.
See, I think that these guys have some really great and quite easy objectives to score.
They seem to.
Like I've got a 2 glory end phase one, which is cast 1 or more spells. That's the one I didn't get out, which is Ineffable Capering. Cast 1 or more spells during the preceding action phase. Well, they can all do a spell attack for the most part. And your warband made 1 or more successful range 1 attack actions. Well, only 2 of them have range 1 attacks, which is the Starfish and Spawnmore. But if you've got one of them alive, he's 3 hammers when he's inspired. The other guy's 3 swords when he's inspired. So,
and you're really hard to kill. I didn't have particularly good dice.
Being able to put someone on guard right at the start of the round.
Them to say the Eyes of the Nine, they're really, really hard to kill. I mean, I literally only killed. Well, I killed that fighter twice.
You did. You killed the same one twice, and that was it. Everybody else ended up with a wound, and I mean, I thought I was done for when we started this game. I thought you were just going to smash everyone, but I think there was a combination of slightly terrible dice from you, slightly better dice from me than usual, and the fact that when I can get people inspired, they go to 2 dice.
You go to 2 dice, you've got guard.
Kindlefinger starts on 2 dodge dice anyway, so he's a bit like the not the Festering Skaven, the Lurking Skaven. So is the boss as well. So the first thing you do is you inspire any one of the other 3 because they immediately go to 2 dodge, and you can put him on guard. So he's then on guard with 2 dodge dice.
Yeah, and I left him alone.
I also forgot that Kindle Finger has -1 damage to a minimum of 1 for attack actions at target him, so you've got to hit him with a 3 damage attack to take him out.
Yeah, when I was trying to ping damage him, but my ping damage didn't really come off, and I don't think at any point I forgot to use it. You kept moving Domitan out of the way, because when he inspires, he can wound fighters within 2 hexes.
Oh.
But I just couldn't. I was going to do it first turn, and that would have been really devastating for you. If you got an attack off and you pushed him back, if you hadn't done that, I'd have killed, I think, both of them.
Yeah.
Or certainly Kindle Finger would have been dead.
That was purely luck on my part, because I didn't even know what his abilities were. Apatrax the Starfish, or the Starefish, as he's called, he has the ability to pull someone 2 hexes away, which could be absolutely devastating if you do. The last thing you do with him is charge up the board and then pull someone off an objective.
Well, that's you. I had a.
Like going for supremacy, are you? No, you're not.
I had a card. I think it was. When did you use it? Whatever round you used it. Was it round 2 you used
End
it?
of round 2, yeah.
He was on an objective.
Yeah.
But I hadn't fulfilled the second part of the objective, which was to kill somebody with a spell attack action.
Yeah.
If I'd done that, because it's actually quite hard to do that,
Yeah.
and you'd pulled him off, so to speak, I would have been extremely annoyed.
Quite irate.
So I feel like this is not. I mean, we've played this game for many years now.
Many.
And I haven't had my brain fry like that in a very long time.
People won't see this, because I'm going to cut out about an hour's worth of Robin sitting there going, "Oh, I can't work it out."
Yeah.
But we both at points were sitting there looking at these cards and the objectives. And this is the first game we've played when we haven't played a tester game. This is our initial tester game. But this has taken us near 2 hours to play the whole thing out.
Because you've got the problem of which fighter to inspire, and remembering that if you activate one, then you can't. Because I kept using this guy, so I could never inspire him. For example, and then a lot of the objectives are like, well, you've got to do. One of them will be like, you've got to be on 2 objectives and wound 1 fighter, and the other one will be you've got to wound 2 fighters and be on 1 objective. One of them's got to be inspired, and one of them's got to cast a spell. You're like, well, I can't. And they all work slightly similarly, but not quite the same. Which was brain frying. Brian
has been well and truly fried in this one. The Ephilim's Pandaemonium, the bit at the start there, that fries your brain, because you've got to try and work backwards of, okay, I don't want to stagger these ones, so I need to make sure I inspire a different person to the person I want to then stagger to the person I want to go on guard.
But I think you had it quite nice. You had it quite nice in that you.
I think I was
somebody in the
fortunate.
backfield you were fine to stagger.
Exactly. I think that's the key, is to keep someone back.
You knew who you wanted to put in this one on guard. It was really handy.
Because he was on that thing as well, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other 2 are better inspired. So I think you've kind of got that. You worked that out really quick.
I didn't get the Fires of Change out, which is a spell attack action for my boss, which is range 4, 3 swords and 2 damage. But when you use this, after the deal damage step, for each fighter within 1 hex of the target, you can either deal 1 damage or heal 1. That is brutal, especially when you start to get it all jumbled up in the middle here. If I could shoot at him, I could do a damage to him and I could heal that one. And that's just, it's crazy, because it's not each enemy fighter, it's just each fighter. So you've got a big scrum going on, you just sort of start blasting off massive explosions into the middle. Yeah,
and then another example of how these kind of work against each other. I had that objective which was do 4 actions with the same fighter.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what I really wanted to do was switch the. If I could have switched the twice, the inspiration, I could have killed him without doing anything.
Yeah.
But then I wouldn't. If I'd done that, then I wouldn't have.
I mean, maybe that would have been better, because then you would have had the other guy inspired that could have got on the objective, and you would have killed him, which would have got you a glory as well. But it's really hard when you've got all the cards in front of you. Like, how do I score them all?
But if he, once he was inspired, I could have moved on to there. Yes,
right. Exactly.
You're right,
so
I could have done,
So that's that kind of. What do I do?
Yeah.
Because you could do that, inspire him, do something with him, inspire
him. But the thing was,
kill him.
If he uninspires, he goes down. He's only got 1 wound left because he had 3 damage.
Yeah.
And I thought I could see myself in a situation where he gets to 4 damage. And I can't uninspire him.
I can't
just
do it
die
because he's just going to go. I'm dying.
So it's fascinating mechanic, but it is.
But it does your head in.
I think it will need. It will be. You're looking at your Amman level of play.
You've got to really think a couple of steps ahead with this one, and I think you've really got to know what your cards are. so you can know what your play is going to be with that.
Which I
both
haven't
terrible at
had
that.
much revision of these cards.
No. And these guys, I thought they were going to be really weak. It turns out they're not. And I thought their objectives looked really tough as well, but they've got a lot of really easy ones in it. I think there's some obvious ones that you'd probably get rid of, but even ones like an Awful Fate, which is take an enemy fighter out of action by a friendly changes attack. If you're up against someone who's not Stormcast, I mean that's just strong start
nice and easy,
or something like that. Because it's like, oh, you've got a grot near me, have you? I'm just going to charge them.
These have that Stormcast frailty, which is that if you get some cleave or some stagger, and they start to take wounds, and you've got quite a lot of ping damage.
Yeah. There's not as much ping damage in here as there is in the Magic deck. Because the Magic deck has some crazy ping damage. There will be a game coming soon where we're going to be playing.
We've got to decide who's going to use the poison, who's going to use the magic.
Yeah. I think Stormcast are going to use the magic, I'm guessing. Probably.
Well, I don't know.
Kind of makes sense for that, really.
We'll have to do it both ways, really.
Yeah. So there you go. There is our very first game of the Weird Hollow.
Yeah, I'm never playing it again. My brain is gone. I'm going to go back to Shadespire.
It's just,
Where's Iron Skulls, boys?
This is definitely a level above on difficulty with regards to fighter cards.
It feels a bit like playing
4D chess.
No, that wasn't what I was going to say. Lady Harrows. When I first played Lady Harrows.
He's just thinking, oh my god!
Yeah, with their trying to remember their slightly different reactions.
Yeah. And the fact that you've got so many things you've got to think about with the inspiring, who's going to inspire and when. And these guys, everybody's got something different going on their cards with different attacks and stuff like that. It's enough to make a grown man weep. Yeah,
Magic's definitely back though. You cast an awful lot of spells.
Yeah.
I cast almost as many.
Yep.
Or try to.
Or at least try to send lots of magic attacks going on as well.
Magic attack. Yeah. So that's our first game in the Weird Hollow. I hope you enjoyed it.
Magic everywhere.
Look out for the next game, which will be out shortly after this one. And we'll see you soon, I guess.
See you soon in the Weird Hollow.